Sometimes forex trading is a wild and woolly place to be. That's why Hugh's here, to pose your questions to Walter, the naked forex guy. Hugh's got questions and Walter's got the answers. Here at the Truth About FX podcast.
Hey Walter, how quickly do automated forex trading strategies lose their edge?
Boy, that's a great question. I don't know. I mean, it depends on the strategy. Like, it's like saying, how soon before when I start trading, I'm going to hit a drawdown? Well, depends on what your system is, you know? So, like, for example, if you have a system that has a really high win rate, so you're trading one of those robots that has like a 97% win rate, typically what those will do is you'll just wake up one day and you're broke. You know what I mean? Like, you just, you know, whereas if you're trading a system that has like a 51% win rate, you know, that's more likely to be an extended drawdown, right? Because that's kind of closer to what I call a real system. So it just kind of depends. So, like, let's say you have a 50% win rate. You might be trading some sort of trend trading system. And so it needs a trend to lock into, and then it will add more positions and kind of, you know, take advantage of that trendy move. It doesn't even matter if it's the 1 hour chart or the 5 minute chart. It doesn't, you know, if it's a trend trading system, it'll go through drawdowns, and then occasionally it'll just stack on a lot of winners and move the equity curve up. But if it's if it's like a martingale or some kind of gaming, it's almost like a, you know, like a game type system where it has a really high win rate. Typically what you'll see is you'll see brilliant statistics. You'll be really impressed. And, you know, on those signals services, you know, you can go to those signal services. We can link up some of those to the show notes here. But, you know, those signal services, you'll find, like, typically the ones that are the highly ranked ones, they're usually gaming the system by doing some sort of martingale. Or the other thing they do is they have a high win rate system, but they keep pulling money out of the account when they have winners. So what that does is it artificially inflates their percentage returns. I've noticed that too. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, they'll have like a $100 account on the signal service. They'll make, you know, $5, but then they'll take out, you know, 40. So then that $5 is calculated on the $60 remaining in the account instead of the original 100. So they do that game too, where they'll kind of take profit and pull money out at the same time, and that, depending on how they calculate returns, that can push them up to the top of the rankings. So that's another thing. But generally speaking, you're looking at a longer drawdown if you have a system that has a lower win rate. When I say lower, I mean, you know, around 50%. But if you have a really high win rate system, be wary, because those are the ones that will tend to just blow up like a martingale. They'll just keep going. You have a 45-degree angle, straight up curve, making money, and then bam, you know, you just lose a 70% or something like that. So,
and their track record is probably like 6 months or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, having said that, having said that, I have a friend, okay, and he's trading something, and it's not a martingale system, but I think it has elements of that. And he showed it to me and everything, and he was like, you know, what do you think? You know, because he's been trading it 4 years, and he's turned 50 into 160. So 50,000 into 160,000 trading the system. And of course, when he's telling me, he even told me, he's like, it's crazy. It's a crazy system. And I go, yeah, it is. I agree. Because you're making these, it's like a scalping, you know, you're making these little tiny profits, but you have a whole lot of risk. And so what's happened is 4 years, he's been 4 years into it, and he hasn't had the big loss. But what will happen one day is he will have the big loss one day. And that'll be for him, it'll be like a 30% loss. Okay. So you remember, this is an account that slowly compounded, slowly made money over 4 years. And then now one day it's going to have a 30% loss. That's what's going to happen. So, you know, you just have to keep these things in mind, that, you know, everything's related. If you see like no drawdowns on your equity chart, you know that a drawdown's coming. And the more perfect the equity curve, the more likely the drawdown is going to absolutely kick you in the you know where.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the more likely and if your equity curve is choppy and it looks like, you know, like the Rocky Mountains, and it goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down, then that's more likely that you're just going to have an extended drawdown, and maybe it's a little bit more palatable. So that's all I have to say about that. So you really have to be wary. And I know it's almost counterintuitive that you would want to go with a system that has, the uglier so-called equity curve, but that's the one I would go with for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So there you go. All right.
Okay, cool. Well, that was a really open-ended question, but thanks for narrowing that down.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you.